Hi, I'm Gabby, and this is another episode of No Filter with Kobo. Today, we continue our journey into makeup, but focusing on products for the eyes. We'll talk about the most important ingredients and formulations for this colorful category. And to help us out, we have Maria Alvarez from Kobo European Application Lab. Hello, Maria.
Hello, Gabby. Thank you for having me here today.
Yeah, it's really good to have you. Maria, makeup for eyes can have many different formats since there are many areas to work with. We have lashes, we have the brows, we have the eyelids. Can you start by mentioning some of the formulas that we can consider when we think about makeup for eyes?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, when it comes to eye makeup, there's a whole playground of possibilities because we are working with multiple zones, lashes, the brows, and the eyelid. So let's break down eye makeup into 4 formats. First one, we have eyeshadows. These help build depth, dimension, and mood around your lids. We can find them in pressed or loose powders, anhydrous, cream gel, or waxy sets, or liquid aqueous systems. We also have eyeliners. These help define your eye shape and add intensity. We can find them as anhydrous gels, molded or extruded anhydrous pencils, and low viscosity systems to be applied with a fine brush. Then we also have mascaras. These lift, lengthens, curls, and volumizes, instantly opening the eye and adding that fluttery finish. And we also have eyebrow products. These shape, fill, and sculpt your brows, which frame the entire face. From pencils to gels to powders, they help you create anything from natural arches to bold statement brows.
Okay, that was a great start. I was thinking, even with all these different types of formats and different types of formulas, do you think there's like one big aspect that you need to consider for eye makeup?
If there's one thing that's essential in eye makeup, I would say is long wear. Let's be honest, nobody wants their carefully crafted look to smudge, fade, or freeze halfway through the day. That's why long-lasting performance has become a non-negotiable for consumers. The key ingredient to achieve the long-lasting properties are film formers. These lock in pigment and shield your look from water, oil, and friction. Basically, they're the invisible armor that keeps your eye makeup intact from morning to night. Kobo offers a wide range of film formers. We can find them in aqueous and oily systems, and one standard is our series of natural oil-based film formers, Kobo Guard Natural 3000, which are ideal for natural formulas without compromising performance. Also, when you combine film formers with volatile ingredients, you can achieve waterproof and transfer-proof properties. That means your eyeliner won't budge, your mascara won't smear, and your eyeshadow stays exactly where you place it, no touch-ups required.
I couldn't agree more with you. Nobody wants to look like a panda when wearing like a mascara, for example. And since I mentioned mascara, I would say that's my everyday product. I personally love a good mascara that give me, both volumizing and lengthening in my eyelashes. What can you suggest to achieve both the volume and the length?
Yeah, let's dive into mascaras, the everyday essential that so many of us swear by. So first, lengthening starts with a simple trick, coating the tips of your lashes. Those ends are often lighter in color, so when mascara darkens them, it instantly creates the illusion of longer lashes. But to take it further, we can include fibers that attach to the lash tips, extending them even more for a fluttery, dramatic effect. Now, for volume, film formers also play a big role by helping the mascara adhere smoothly and stay put. But the key ingredient is silica. Kobo offers a wide range of silicas, and we have found that our 3-micron particle size silica works wonders because these smaller particles are more numerous and can deposit evenly along the lash shaft, creating a fuller, thicker look without clumping. And let's not forget the brush. The brush, wiper, and formula all need to work in harmony. A well-designed brush ensures even distribution, separation, and lift, while the wiper controls how much product is loaded. It's a trio that needs to be tested together to get that perfect balance between the formulation and application.
Okay, that's good to know. And important that you said that it's not just one factor. You also need to consider not just the formulation, but the packaging as well. Now, I want to move on to a different type of format. I was thinking that for like a full eye makeup, when you want to go all out, you also need a good eyeshadow, right? And I think for eyeshadows, I've seen a lot of metallic, the foil effect being back. And Of course, pearls are super important to get this metallic effect for eyeshadows. How would you select, the best pearl, the best effect pigment for that intense metallic look?
So, if you're chasing to create a foil like metallic eye look, it all comes down to choosing the right effect pigments. The secret is to combine different sizes of high chroma pearlescent pigments. These pigments are designed to reflect light with intense color payoff. And when you combine varying particle sizes, you create a multidimensional shimmer that mimics the look of liquid metal. The smaller particles give you a smooth, reflective base, while the larger ones add sparkle and texture. Together, they build that high impact gleaming finish. I want to highlight a very popular formula we have created, KEY145EU Foil Effect Transfer Proof Eyeshadow Series. In this formula, we have combined our Kobo pearlescent pigments to create a metallic foil-like effect on application to the skin. Different pearls of different particle sizes have come together to give this effect. We have used a small particle size pearl, which goes from 8 to 35 microns, which forms the base and provides good coverage, and a larger particle size pearl that goes from 10 to 60 microns, which gives that intense reflection on the skin.
Very nice. I really love that formula that you mentioned. Since we're talking, about that bold eye makeup, we're talking about metallics. I feel that also like smoky, deep black eyes can also give a dramatic look. And I'm not talking just about eyeshadows, but eyeliners, mascaras. Do you have any tips to get that black intensity without any grayish, yellowish undertones that sometimes happens when we use a regular iron oxide?
I'm so glad you brought this up. So, it's a common challenge when aiming for that ultra black, high impact look. The secret lies in the undertone of the pigment. To avoid those gray and warm yellow hues, you want a black pigment with cool undertones, specifically green and blue. These cooler tones help create that crisp, jet black finish we all love. One standout option is Kobo's Iron Oxide Black JB. It delivers a deeper, more intense black. We actually ran a colorimeter test comparing it to standard black iron oxides, and the results were clear. Black JB showed stronger green and blue undertones, which translate to a cleaner, bolder black on the skin. So it's perfect for smoky eyes, dramatic liners, and volumizing mascaras that really pop.
Oh, that's nice. Black, of course, is super relevant for the eye category, especially for mascaras. Like most of the mascaras we see on the market are black. But I've seen much more nowadays, not just black, but the browns, the cherries, the burgundy shades like really coming up, or even like colorful ones like blue or pink. How do you see this trend? Do you agree with me?
Yes, you're absolutely right. While classic black mascara will always be a go to, we are seeing a surge in color mascaras. As you mentioned, there's so many in the market that are brown, burgundy, cherry, electric blue, and even pink. These shades are all about self expression and playful experimentation. Gen Z and creative makeup lovers are especially embracing bold colors like blue and pink, layering them for anything from subtle accents to a full on drama. Pearl finished mascaras are emerging as a trend too, adding a soft shimmer or iridescent glow to lashes. By combining vibrant pigments with reflective particles, you get lashes that catch the light without crossing into glitter territory. And speaking of bold color mascaras, I have to mention one of our newest formulas, KMA113C EU Electric Blue Lash Building Mascara. Is right on trend with the bold color movement and delivers a striking finish. I won't spill all the details just yet. We'll be diving deeper into this formula in our Formula of the Month segment and the Self Expressions 2026 webinar. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. Both the webinars and the segment that Elsie is going to bring up with her guest. We'll talk a lot about this formulation. I can't wait to hear from them also. Now, Maria, usually when we think about makeup for eyes, we usually don't focus much on sensorial and different textures like we do when we talk about skincare. But I think it's a huge thing for cosmetics. How and when do you think it's important to use ingredients that will, bring a different texture to an eye makeup formulation?
Yeah, so texture is often overlooked in eye makeup, but it's absolutely essential. Today's beauty consumers are craving more than just color payoff. They're looking for sensorial experiences that feel luxurious and elevate their routine. A silky texture, for example, can transform a simple application into something indulgent and memorable. One of the key ingredients for texture is microspheres. These tiny particles are revolutionizing how eye makeup feels and performs, especially in eyeshadows and brow products. Silicon microspheres and also fillers, in particular, are loved for their smooth, dry, silky finish and their ability to diffuse light. In eyeshadows, they improve sleep and blendability, make it easier to layer and create seamless transitions. They also help control oil, which means less creasing and long wear. For brow products, microspheres add a soft focus effect and help powders clean better to both skin and hair, giving brows a more natural, diffuse look than is still polished.
Okay, that's nice. And to finish up, we mentioned a few trends during our talk, but I also want to get your thoughts on what do you see now in the market? What do you think it's the biggest, trend that we can think about for eyes?
Yeah, so one trend I keep coming back to is the growing demand for a luxurious sensorial experience in makeup, especially in eye products. It's not just about color anymore, it's about how the product feels during application. That emotional tactile connection is becoming just as important as performance. And a great example of this is Kobo's uses of microspheres, which are game changers when it comes to texture. One of my personal favorite formulas is KEY 146EU Soft Swipe Eyeshadow. This one is packed with color travel effect pigments suspended in a dough-like anhydrous base, which gives it this incredible smooth and almost cushiony feel. The payoff is stunning and the application is very effortless. What really makes this formula special is the inclusion of MSS 500H high absorbing silica microsphere. Its spherical shape helps bind the formula while enhancing spreadability and softness, resulting in a playful, velvety texture that glides softly on the skin.
Yeah, definitely. I have the opportunity to test this formula and the feel and the sensorial, it's really, really impressive. I agree with you. Well, Maria, thank you for all the great information that you shared and thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
It was a great episode. And thank you for listening to us so far. Now I'll leave you with my dear co-host, Elsie Alvarado, and her guest to share the formula of the month for this episode. Thank you. Hi, Elsie.
Hi, Gabby. That was a great conversation with Maria. Today, we're turning up the volume on lashes and color with something bold, bright, and beautifully formulated. We are introducing Kobo's Electric Blue Lash Building Mascara, a formulation that proves performance and creativity can go hand in hand. It was designed to deliver intense color payoff, lengthening, buildable volume, and water resistance. This mascara showcases Kobo's advanced pigment technology and formulation expertise. Whether you're in the lab or on the go, Electric Blue brings innovation straight to the eyes, literally. Stay tuned as we break down what makes this formula stand out and redefine what mascara can do. Joining me today is Urmi Dhamnaskar, an application lab chemist here at Kobo. Urmi played a key role in developing this mascara, and she is here to share insights into the inspiration behind it, the science that makes it work, and how it pushes the limits of what's possible in color cosmetics. Hi, Urmi.
Hi, Elsie.
Hey, so let's start with the color. It's bold. What inspired the use of ultramarines in this formula to create the electric blue shade? And how does it reflect all the feels, self-expressions where consumers are prioritizing their emotional well-being?
So lately, we've seen a rise in colored mascaras hitting the market, shades like burgundy, green, and purple. Out of these shades, electric blue stood out to us as an eye-catching, really statement-making color. So for our formulation, we chose a combination of PEUB ASGP6 and BTD ASGP3, that is ultramarine blue and titanium dioxide, respectively, to get that color. And as for the emotional well being, we are seeing a shift in beauty towards more expressive, sensory driven experiences. Bold colors like electric blue are often associated with creativity, confidence, and an element of surprise. They make a statement and encourage self expression. This fits perfectly with our 2026 self expression, All the Feels, which is all about how products feel, look, and even transform your mood.
The Lecture Blue just gives us such a creative, confident energy. And the way you tied the emotion to the science is so cool. Those two pigments, the BEUB ASGP6, which is the blue ultramarine, and the BTD ASGP3, which is the titanium dioxide, really make that color pop. It's such a great example of how color can connect with how we feel, totally in line with our all the feels self expressions. So, how do you ensure vibrancy while keeping the formula eye safe and compliant?
Ultramarine blue in its powder form is quite bright, but when dispersed in a liquid medium, it gives a deeper, vibrant hue. Combining it with titanium dioxide boosts its opacity and brightness, making the color pop even more on the lashes. Both pigments are approved for use around the eyes, so we are able to achieve a high impact color while still remaining fully compliant and eye safe.
It does give such a nice, bold pop of color, and it's great that it's totally safe for the eyes also. This particular formula is labeled as a lash-building mascara. What role do ingredients like Kobo AMPG and rayon fibers play in achieving that lash-building effect?
The rayon fibers used in this mascara have a length of 0.8 mm. They play a key role in building volume by coating the eyelashes, creating a fuller, thicker appearance. The film former used in this formula, Kobo 50 AMPG, helps these fibers adhere to the lashes, ensuring a long lasting wear and a smooth, clump free finish. Together, they create a layered, buildable effect that enhances lash definition.
I love how these fibers give serious volume but still feel light and stay clump-free thanks to that global guard. Let's talk about texture and application. How does silica MSS 503N influence the feel and payoff of the mascara from brush to lash?
Silica microspheres tend to absorb oil, which significantly can thicken an already viscous mascara base. This can negatively impact application, making the formula harder to spread and control. So, to avoid this, we opted for a non absorbing grade of silica, MSS 503N. It imparts increased payoff, enhances slip without compromising on the texture of the formula.
I'm curious, for formulators listening, the mascara is an oil and water emulsion system. What were the key challenges in bringing this formula to life? Was it emulsion and pigment stability, fiber suspension, or something unexpected?
So, this formula, especially this shade that uses ultramarine blue, was quite challenging, I think. That is because in an aqueous system or an oil and water system like this formula, ultramarine blue stays stable only when the pH is well above 7. At lower pH or in acidic conditions, it starts releasing sulfurous odor. We were working with a stearic acid system, so we had to carefully decide the order of addition of the ingredients in order to maintain the pH above 7 until the last step. So it is important to follow the specified order of addition mentioned in the procedure to ensure pigment stability.
That sounds tricky. It's amazing how much the order of addition can impact the final color and stability. And so, moving on, in terms of user performance, what makes this formula stand out? Can users expect high volume, length, curl retention, or all of the above?
This formula delivers all the key benefits: high volume, impressive length, and curl retention. The blend of fibers and film former ensures lashes stay lifted and defined without clumping. It's designed for a smooth, buildable application that gives you a fuller, more dramatic eyelashes with each coat.
That's exactly what you want in a mascara: volume, length, curl, and no clumps. I love how buildable it is. So each coat really adds drama without feeling heavy. And on a different note, is this product geared toward a specific market given the KMA 113C-EU code?
The code KMA113CEU reflects the fact that the product was developed in our Kobo UK app lab, but the formula itself is designed for global use. The ingredients are widely available and compliant with international regulations. So, this mascara can be easily produced in other regions without any significant changes to its performance or safety.
Got it. So even though it was developed in the UK, the formula is truly global ready, which is awesome. But that makes me wonder, with increasing focus on microplastic free products, How does this formula fit into Kobo's broader sustainability efforts?
This mascara aligns with our sustainability goals. It's a non microplastic formula that makes use of rayon fibers that are biodegradable. This ensures we are not only delivering high performance, but also making a responsible choice for the environment.
That's fantastic. High performance and environmentally responsible is a win-win. It's great to see innovation and sustainability coming together. Well, Army, that was the last question. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and taking us behind the scenes of the latest innovations in mascara. It's been a real pleasure having you on the podcast again. We always appreciate your time and support on the podcast.
Thank you so much, Elsie.
For all those who tuned in, we appreciate you listening through and hope that you found this episode to be informative and of some value to you. Our intent is to get you inspired to create formulas such as the one just discussed. If you would like to see the complete formula and want to know more about the ingredients discussed, go back to the description of this episode, where you will find links to the formulas and literature of the ingredients mentioned. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to your account managers, as they are always ready to support. Also remember that on social media at Kobo Products, you will find pictures of the products and applications. If you would like to learn more about the Kobo's self-expressions for 2026, be sure to reach out to your account manager or use the form linked in the description to request a recording. This podcast has been created by the content team at Kobo Products Incorporated. Kobo Products is a raw material cosmetic manufacturer and distributor specializing in treated pigments and dispersions. Be sure to follow us on Spotify and YouTube at Kobo Products Inc. or the platform of your choice so that you don't miss any episodes. Until next time, keep innovating one ingredient at a time.